What's that? Welcome back to the clearly frame advantage. It's myself, Cup of Frag, joined by the lovely Sep. How you doing, Sep? What's cracking?
I'm doing great, man. I'm loving it. Loving the game that we've seen so far. Obey Alliance, like I said, they are just absolute mad lad of a team. They are
Mad
getting
lads.
NBC Crossfire's amazing jobs. And just, I'm very excited to see moving into Icebox a very different dynamic map, a very different style of map. I want to see, does that hurt Obey Alliance? Does that make them even stronger?
And you did talk of, hey, Obey got their map pick, and is that what defines that sort of 13-2 that we saw there? Perhaps, maybe it was, but map number 2, it's always interesting to see how a team fares across the best of 3. Are they going to be consistent,
Absolutely.
or maybe they not going to be, and they've just got that one-trick wonder map, and away they go? I'll be honest, spoiler alert, I know that Obey have plenty of strats across all of the maps within Valorant. Perhaps not Fracture, but we'll come back to that one at later date. What I'm happy to see, though, is Viper, baby. We're seeing Viper on the agent selection. That's important, I think, on Icebox.
Not even just once.
2?
We're seeing her twice. She's on there on both teams. So I really am curious to see what that kind of success is going to bring to the table. We're not seeing almost anybody that we saw last time. We're seeing the Jet. We're seeing the Sage. But other than that, we're seeing brand new rosters. A Reyna, a Viper, a Sova, a KJ. Yeah, so brand new agents across the board, minus that Jet and that Sage on both sides. But I'm really curious. We're basically looking at brand new teams here.
We are, and we're seeing a lot of levels of these gamers looking to level up right here at the clearly frame advantage. Talking level up, I've got an opportunity for you to level up. Today in Twitch chat, we're giving away 2 $50 Valorant cards, not 1, but 2 to enter the giveaway. Type in chat, of course, exclamation mark clearly to be entered. Again, exclamation mark clearly to enter the draw. You must be in chat when we draw to make sure you can actually claim your prize. So if you're that guy, that girl that's like, hey, I'm just going to enter and just leave and come back later for a prize, you ain't getting the prize, my friend, if that's your kind of style. So enter for the draw, exclamation mark clearly for those dedicated fans, and you can see yourself maybe getting one of those sexy Prism skins into your collection.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, while we're talking about clearly, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking the same thing I did when I heard about who was kind of putting on this whole thing. You're thinking gaming and glasses, like what a super weird combination. But the idea of I wear glasses off stream. I don't know if you guys know that, but the idea of having a pair of glasses that actually fit under my headset is just chef's kiss. That is ideal. That is magnificent. And clearly, that is exactly what they are looking to do, is to make glasses comfortable to go under your headset. So I just want to talk about that. I unironically love that. I think that is great.
It is, isn't it? To have durability as a gamer with your peripherals, with your equipment, and glasses are important to be able to see clearly. So it clearly is going to be Super Monkey with a super flank there.
Oh, yeah, Super Monkey just tearing it up a little bit. But I've got to say, FENRIR, they are already showing more signs of life here. The fact that they've come this close to having actually the numbers advantage. They may win the first round, and that is just infinitely better than what they did last time. If they win 3 more rounds, they're already doing better than they did in the entirety of the last map.
If we're going to talk about hot and cold, they've gone for a map perhaps a little bit hot, and they fare better in the cold. Ice going through their veins, and that is going to be the first of the ball pistol round for Team FENRIR.
I'm excited. That just got me hype. I thought we were going to come in here. I thought we were going to see another 13-3, another 13-2 stomp. But for FENRIR to win the pistol round, that changes everything we knew about Split. That changes everything we saw last time, because it was FENRIR who lost the pistol round. But now they have found the lion's share of the momentum early. I think they're going to be ready to tear Icebox apart. I like what you said. They got ice in their veins, and they're ready to show it off right here.
Oh yeah, pal. I've had that happen twice today, which you know is going to be a good fare for a card for a production. Getting those goosebumps going through my veins. The cold is going to continue. This time, it's actually going to be Black Moose coming in with an early planting play. They're pushing mid. What are they doing?
Oh, they just lined up. Obey Alliance, that was a conga line if I have ever seen one.
Yeah,
just tore it up there. I mean, that was a double kill from the Reyna, a triple kill from Dazix here on the Jet. Whew, that might be the fastest round we've seen all day.
It is, and also I want to get some OCD symmetrical vibes into the equation as well. Look at the scoreline: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 coming in for Team FENRIR on the scoreboards. How often did you see that?
Very rarely, if at all. I mean, that's amazing. I've got to say, Complex with 4 elims, that is half the amount of kills Complex had in that last map. So clearly just coming out so much stronger here on Icebox.
Clearly, they've got the frame advantage in Icebox. They definitely do, mate. You're seeing it right now. The bonus round's going away, and I see no reason why they don't win this bonus round. I'll tell you what might be a reason is the Vandals. We've got some Vandals in the equation from Obey.
Yeah, a couple Vandals in the mix from Obey. We've seen what they can do. The Vandal notorious for having that one-shot ability. You can kill somebody with a single bullet just like that, perhaps. Black Moose will be able to find a Wraith, and now 5v4 Obey Alliance looking to put away this bonus round if they're able to. Super Monkey might get flanked here, but no, Bazix will fall. 2 more in favor of FENRIR. There it is. Super Monkey finds one. A 3v1 here in favor of Obey Alliance. Beeb picks up Super Monkey. This could be huge. Only 2 kills short. Gonna go for a bait plant. I love the idea. Gotta play super, super careful here. If you find Swarms, I think this is so winnable.
This is so very winnable, but I think the problem for me, the only problem for me, you've got a Spectre. Upgrade to the Vandal. You've got some Vandals surrounding you. Have a look around. See what the armory has to offer. The Spectre, I get it, time sensitive, but not going to pay off on that one.
Yeah, definitely not going to be paying off in favor of Team FENRIR, unfortunately. I love the Spectre, personally. I think it's the gun that I do my best with, but, you know, definitely not known for its long-range capabilities, especially when put next to the Vandal like that. So, a bit of a weird choice from Habib, but you're still up by 1. You've still got the opportunity to keep this momentum going.
And it was a bonus round, right? To be fair, and to not be too critical for both our parts as well. Yeah, it's a bonus round. You're going to do what you can, but that's more important to picks like that.
Oh my goodness, that was... I don't know if y'all just heard me gasp, but like my jaw literally dropped. Like that was clean as a whistle. And Soma is going to be able to find Complex there. Wraith does pick up an elimination onto Soma, so a little bit of back and forth action. But Team FENRIR, Super Monkey committing the Blade Storm.
Already?
I've got to say, not a fan of this choice. 1v4, you've already pulled the Blade Storm. You have to use it at this point. I mean, you miss every knife. You miss every knife. That... Yeah, I don't like critiquing one player, but I really did not like that play from the side of Obey Alliance. It
almost felt like a reactive play. It's like a porcupine, right? You're a porcupine, a car's come in, the porcupine just puts the spikes up. It's like, oh, get back from me, get away. And I get it. It's a good self-defense mechanism to fight aggression with aggression, but using that early in the half, yeah, definitely, it does beg the question. To be fair, Obey, they do have 1 map in the bag, so taking a few more risks is probably something we're going to see as we do blast through this second map of a best of 3. Team FENRIR, you're right, mate. A different team.
Yeah, very much so. And we're definitely seeing a bit of an advantage here on the team that chose the map doing better. And that's obviously, that's usually how that goes. You know, they're obviously going to pick maps that they're comfortable with, things that they think they can succeed on. But Bazix here with a little bit of a counter Blade Storm, if you will, going to miss every single one. Oh, the no-scope Marshall kill onto Soma. You can't hit any of the knives, but you can no-scope a Marshall. So gonna be able to find that Evelyn early on. Black Moose finds 1, Swarms picks up another, and now things tied up 3 to 2.2 as this KJ on the side of Obey Alliance is beyond critical condition.
Oh yeah, you can almost see the flatline. Yeah, almost see the flatline from here. Up comes the amazing plays of Jet, not able to get the frag though, but it's going to be continuing frag fest from FENRIR.
This is so interesting. I mean, this is just Team FENRIR. They took their breakfast. Their non-sponsored gamer liquid has absolutely activated in their bloodstream, and they are just above and beyond ready to take this map by storm.
Hitting the hard stuff, hitting the caffeine, getting that Red Bull assist or whatever they may need to do. Indeed, they've done it. And 4-1 says it all, that the buy is going to come in. An operator is brought in by Super Monkey. You saw him last map. He was doing some dirty flicks, dirty picks with that. But Icebox, you got long angles, but you've got a lot of objects in your way.
Yeah, absolutely. Icebox, like you said, you've got the long angles, but they're built in the way where you also have to stand out in the open to utilize them.
Right.
I think that's a huge kind of reason the map is kind of notorious for utilizing operators, is because if you get the kill, obviously it doesn't matter if you're standing out in the open. But if 2-3 people turn that corner, you're probably going to see at least the 1-for-1 trade.
Exactly. You can at least be one and done, but we need to see a 3K or 4K big plays from the duelist in the server in the form of Jet. Reyna, talking to duelist, over on the Team FENRIR side, does have Empress available. Great for use in Icebox and keeping those opponents back. Talking of what's great, this push looking pretty decent from Obey, but the util down to 40 damage from that nose swarm.
Yeah, that was not super clean on the side of FENRIR, just kind of standing in the util, taking a lot of damage, but the lockdown will come through. Nobody gets picked up, and I want to talk about something I just noticed is Obey Alliance is on the defense, right? They only have one duelist. This is the half they are supposed to be winning, statistically speaking. They've got the defensive built comp. So the fact that FENRIR is storming this the way that they are, I mean, this is really fascinating.
That's scary. That is really, really... I've got some fear in me right now, and I've got some fear for Obey. I think they're going to go into the third. I like making these early calls, and based off of facts, you're right, one duelist. You've got to be doing big things with your defense, or you're going to be in super hot water. Big things coming from Sober. Great performance of map number 1, but map number 2 is their FENRIR show. 3 players survive, and in, again, convincing fashion. Super convincing.
Yeah, and I definitely want to talk about the fact as well, you know, now that we're between rounds, I want to touch down on it a little bit more, is that Team FENRIR, don't get me wrong, they're also in the half they are supposed to be doing better, right? They're supposed to be winning on the offense, picking the double duelist, you're supposed to be doing well on the offense, but at the same time, the beauty of Reyna as a character, as an agent, is she does great on the offense and the defense. She is just a powerhouse of a character, a powerhouse of a player, and now I just really want to see, when we swap halves, what is Obey Alliance going to do? If they stare, you know, if we're looking at an 11-1 halftime, I don't think Obey Alliance is going to be able to do much. We're already looking at a seriously strong half for Team FENRIR. They win one more round, worst case scenario, they're tied up at the half.
I think we are going map number 3. I want to see map number 3.
I think so.
They deserve it. They absolutely deserve it, Seb. FENRIR, after a stinker, and absolutely, it's like a stinky bag of trash you've left in your room for too long, and everyone knows about that trash. You're like, okay, I should probably take that out, right? Maybe it's just me. Whatever it is, the trash has been taken out. They've got the clean set of clothes on. They're feeling fresh, and they had a full 8 hours sleep as well. I believe in FENRIR to take this to the third, and I want to see that.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit bittersweet because our third map is unfortunately Ascend, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I'd love to see the third map either way, especially because I would love to see the Sova gameplay a little bit more. I feel like we're not seeing the Sovas really utilized on Icebox. People are still, let's be honest, people are still learning lineups on this map, you know, for the arrows and the darts and whatnot, but all things considered, I feel like Ascent is a map that might be the most level playing ground because there's no chance that any of these players haven't played that map hundreds of times.
100%. Ascent is like a staple.
Wow.
Potatoes. And also, that's a meat and potatoes play coming from Team FENRIR. I can't help but laugh because what else do you do? What else do you do when frags come that fast?
That was. You didn't even get to finish the phrase meat and potatoes and all were dead. It was within like 3 or 4 seconds. Everybody was dead. That was, whoo, golly, that was certainly something. Team FENRIR, they are just kicking butt and taking names.
Maybe just the meat. It's just a plate full of meat and they're just eating it. They're just taking the meat off the bone. And right now, they are stripping flesh from bone of poor Obey Alliance. I don't recognize this team right now.
You know the scariest thing is right now, as I talked about earlier, how I don't think there were any real standout players. We're instead looking at 2 really strong teams, 5 players on both, but Team FENRIR right now, down their leaderboard, it's like 9, 7, 7, 7. Nobody's really being carried right now. It's all of these players just playing the utmost of their abilities, and Obey Alliance really struggling to just find their openings to be that team we saw so strong on Split just minutes ago.
My. I don't know what to say after that.
Oh!
Spike down A.
Right here.
Oh, man. FENRIR, they may have slipped up a little bit on this one. They're taking their time to engage, and honestly, they were doing a lot better when they were just holding W. When they were being those W warfares, they were just storming in, practically blindfolded. They were really starting to succeed. But Complex is going to be able to pick up one. Then Viper will find another, but CJ will tie it out. A 2-for-2 trade comes through. He does pick up Wraith, and now Swarns will pick up that final elimination. Obey Alliance finally putting their second point on board in round 8.
Okay, so they got a bit of life. There is a little bit of life present for Obey Alliance. Their map pick, not... Team FENRIR's map pick for them, it's not going well. It really, really isn't. And that's got to be a wake-up call for them. You've had a map number 1 where you absolutely ruffle-stomped your opponent. To come back in map number 2 and to put on a performance like this, yeah, you're going to be starting to see, okay, I see you. I see you, Team FENRIR.
Placing swarm grenade.
Yeah, I've got to, I agree. We got to tell Team FENRIR, like, we absolutely see them. We see what they've brought to the table. They heard us talking just, a little bit of judgment there, a little bit of analysis after that first map, and they have shown us, let us just crack our knuckles, swap into our clearly glasses, and they have absolutely put them on there. See clearly indeed, but now this is going to be all about, I feel like this round is arguably the most pivotal, because if Team FENRIR can get the 7th round, they guarantee themselves an advantage moving into halftime. But if Obey Alliance can continue to do what they're doing right now, I mean, this is, they can force a 6-6 at the half.
They can, and in this turner, all of a sudden, after that timeout, Wakey eggs a bakey, but saying Colt coming through with a couple of frags to even things out, but Obey still great positioning. Habib not done yet.
Now the spike plant does come through. We saw a couple of players, a couple of agents get dropped for trying to plant it, but Habib finding just an amazing kill there. Got 2 ultimates on the side of Team FENRIR, but neither of them really going to be super helpful. Habib finds one. There it is.
No!
Finds another, and that is exactly what Team FENRIR needed to really keep themselves ahead of the punches. They have guaranteed at least a 1-round advantage at the half.
That's nail in the coffin. Put that coffin in the ground and start putting the dirt. I think you can even, if you're in the coffin, you can hear the dirt just falling on top of the lids. That's it for Obey. I can see maybe a 9-3 happening for FENRIR, and that's just based off of Econ. Look at things. You've only got a Bladestorm available, no ultis outside of that, and a Jet. I don't want to say powerless without the operator, but there's no operator, there's no money.
Yeah, there's really no money. I mean, at this point, it feels like we've got our overlay wrong, right? I mean, this feels like we're just looking at the same thing 2 maps in a row. But no, I promise, folks, the overlay is 100% correct. Team FENRIR, they have just decided to start playing the game. They have just absolutely been tearing it up here. Phasix is going to get hyper-aggressive, grapples all the way in. No, will not be able to find that kill onto Super Monkey, so that's going to be huge. You don't get the weapon, but you take out one of those duelists. The Jet is gone, but there's that trade from Complex. CJ does pick up 1, finds the res as well. So now a clean 5v4, excuse me, a 4v4 in favor of Team FENRIR. Wraith picks up 2. I don't know. I think you might be right, man. This might be a GG go next.
And we've seen 2 of these. A complete reverse sweeps in the fashion that we have. Another frag coming in for a big, massive round.
Wow.
Last round picks up a 2K, and this is looking all but done. A team that was so rich in spirit, rich in econ, leaving that last game. They're poor. They're poor in mental. They're poor in frags. Look at this. This is a team that we're used to having a 30 on the 3.0 KDR in the last map just gone. And right now at this time, we don't even have 1 player in double figures, Seb. Not 1.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I was just about to talk about that as well. As you look at the leaderboards and you compare them, in every slot, Team FENRIR is in the lead. 13-7, 12-6, 10-5. They have taken this and just stormed the bar, and they have found great successes. But the true testament of how strong Team FENRIR is going to be is, will we finally see a Bladestorm kill from anybody? Will this be the first successful Bladestorm kill that we've seen today? Only time will tell, but God, I hope so.
A lot of people say Jet's OP. I'm inclusive one of those people, but in this matchup today, it's not been the case at all. Jet being shut down every single place that we have gone. Super Monkey, no Bladestorm, just the Vandal, poised at that hard angle, and you're seeing a change of playstyle. Super Monkey not playing aggressive, playing for the slow peak. I do think that's the right call, but big question, is it too late in the half?
You know, honestly, luckily enough, there will be a forced reset before the game is over, right? You're going to be forced into the halftime. You're going to be able to reset the economy just a little bit and see what you can do off the back of that. But if FENRIR goes into halftime 10-2, that's really hard to come back from. It's not impossible, but hey, this is looking like it might be a 9-3 at the very worst. Suj finds a lot of elims, and there it is again. There's a player. Okay, awesome. There's a Bladestorm kill, but no, there's 2. Hold on, I'm just gonna stop talking for a second. Let's just all enjoy this together. Okay, never mind, it's over. I was gonna say, if Phasix was to win that would have truly been a nail in the coffin. But Obey Alliance,
last round,
I think an 8-4 halftime, that's easy. That's easy to come back from. It really is. But if Team FENRIR wins this one, if we stare a 9-3 in the face, it's gonna be split.
It will be. It will be just like Split. And it's been something that's thrown around the entire Valorant scene right now, hasn't it? The 9-3 curse. If a team's 9-3 at the half, does that leave a team with a little bit more motivation, a bit more of a kick in the arse, so to speak, to get into gear and to get things going? For a team like OB Alliance, I see every reason for why that second half could be theirs, but I want to go right back to your point. They've got one duelist. They've got one duelist.
Yep. This is supposed to be their time to shine. The defense is where Obey Alliance should have been succeeding, but instead, oh, this might be a great opportunity. Sworns finds one, Soba finds another. We saw the lockdown, but choosing not to plant it, instead going for this kill on a complex. Like I said, if Obey Alliance wins this round, 8-4 is so easy to come back from a 9-3, that 9-3 curse. It is certainly something I have seen ruin many a team's journeys, and that Viper is going to be able to find Sujay. There it is, the lockdown comes through. There's so much patience right now. If Obey Alliance gets the next elim, it's winnable. But if... Oh, there it is! No, however, traded out by Wraith immediately. 2-1. This is entirely on the shoulders of this Killjoy player right now.
Killjoy with no lockdown. Lockdown's done what it could. It's tried to rule out any pushes, but the Empress, I think a bit overkill in that scenario, but...
well, it's the last match, it's the last round.
Use it or lose it.
You might as well, right? It's interesting because Reyna's, in particular, I feel, often use Empress off cooldown. They get it, they're hitting next, they're storming in. But that was the first time we've seen it. Realistically, with the amount of elims that Complex has, you probably could have had at least two in that half. But instead, chooses to save one until the very last moment. An interesting choice. Not a horrible one, but an interesting one. And now, I don't know what Obey Alliance can do on the offense with a Sova, a Killjoy, and a Viper. I mean, Viper is okay on the offense. She's not horrible. You don't write her out by any means, but a lot of the utility available is supposed to be for a defensive team.
It is. It completely is. And on that first half, you saw the use of the util trying to set some plays in motion, some preventative measure plays. But at this moment now, you've got to get that Sova dart in. You've got to have those kind of post-plant plays. It's going to be so difficult. Mid-control has been acquired by Obey very quickly, might I add.
Yeah, very quickly indeed. They're definitely just rushing in the best they can. And oh, Soba watching the 6, able to take out Basics there in the blink of an eye. Complex finds one, but Sworn will pick up that equalizing kill onto the Viper. 4v3 in favor of Obey Alliance. Like I said, if they win this round, I've got nothing but faith we might see a comeback. However, they've got to be super careful. Soba is going to be able to find that kill on the Complex. Wraith picks up one, might be able to find something else. But no, gets stormed by Soba. The elimination of Habib, 1 into 2. And now it's a 10 HP Viper. No! It's going to be Habib with the clutch of a lifetime. Team FENRIR going up 10-3 here on Icebox.
Not false hype, genuine reactions you're getting at the casting desk here for the clearly framed advantage. And someone is seeing clear as day outside. That player, he's touched the grass and he's punching his face, punched his opponents right in the face. Excellent play coming in from FENRIR and Habib. I'd love to see that one back. Great ghost play, pistol round, so important. Wow, my goodness.
Yeah, and I mean, I've got to wonder what Habib's clearly glasses look like. I mean, has he adjusted those amazing adjustable nose pads, or is he just rocking the classic lightweight frame? Either way, we're going to be jumping in to the rest of this. I'm still flabbergasted. I'm still dumbfounded by what we saw just a couple of minutes ago there. But Team FENRIR, they have just not slowed down on Icebox for even a second. Sworn is going to be able to find Basics, who just barely missed that headshot. Wasn't able to take out that jet before being taken out by themselves. Habib will fall to Soba as well. This feels like, never mind, I was going to say it feels like Obey's round to take, but instead, Complex and Wraith carrying us up. Wraith turning the enemy team into ghosts, and now Wraith will be able to find that third, or that fifth and final kill. Team FENRIR, they are 10 elims short of taking Icebox, the very same score they lost split.
When your Sage is getting a 3-piece with a Spectre and Icebox, I think that says enough, really. I think that says enough to how the game's been going. One away from match point is Team FENRIR. And if just to recap for you, the second of a best of 3. Obey Alliance, they took map number 1 in, I don't want to say convincing fashion. They just took map number 1, period. And right now, FENRIR, they're doing exactly the same kind of treatment. You're not going to respect us. We're not going to respect you on our map pick.
Yeah, this is such a fascinating series because Ascent will be that third map if we end up going to it, and that's such a level playing ground. So it's no longer going to be who chose the map is going to win because everybody knows Ascent. So I really cannot wait for that. I hope we see it, but Team FENRIR, they've still got to put 2 rounds away, which can sometimes be very difficult.
This is that bonus round, right? They've got the SMGs, the run and gun meta still in play. And I'm wondering what they're doing. They're playing so slowly. Good shot from Soba, though.
Yeah, and Habib had pulled his knife out, so he was just standing there, you know, caught around the corner, did not pull the gun out fast enough. Basics picks up Soba, though, so now 4v3, FENRIR really trying to put around 16 away, 15. Sujay picks up Bazix. A great trade, a 3v3, but a little bit of damage taken on the side of Obey Alliance. One more Elim could really seal the deal, but no, it's going to be from Wraith onto Swarns. The KJ immediately dismissed. Two caught out in mid. They are about to get collapsed on from every direction.
Oh, that's devastating. That flank pick from... Oh, that's crippling for the team, for the entire matchup right now. You've got Sage, you've got the heals. I might have spoke too soon, though. Heals done. Medic. We need a medic.
We really do, and oh, there it is. Complex puts it away round 15 in favor of Team FENRIR. They are now 5 elims short of winning Icebox. Like I said, they're going to win it 13-3. That's the score they lost split on. We have seen the highest of highs and the lowest of lows from these players already, but I am on the edge.
Look at
Great arrow comes through. 6 HP clutch. Just Soba doesn't even get to blink. Habib won that super solid round. Jumping back in, though. 5 seconds here and possibly the final round.
Oh, man, what a pistol round. I love pistol plays, and that's textbook. That is absolutely textbook. Uses the util, gets what would be a one-tap in the body, and wham, bam, the rest is history. Match point for Team FENRIR. Oh, the pain continues.
Swarns. Amazing. Swarns honestly has to be molding right now. That is such a horrible way to go down in a final round like that, but maybe Obey Alliance turns this one around. They've got a Viper's Pit. They might be able to utilize it, and I don't know for staring through the scope of an operator or a marshal. I think it was an operator, but I'm not super sure yet. It is an op, so let's see if we... Oh, misses! Oh,
that could be a problem.
That could be a serious problem. I mean, right, the B is wide open now.
And the financial investment, the financial investment. Well, no, it was pretty much open with the kind of positioning, the aggression they're making. But there's a 3 versus 2. FENRIR, the first time we've seen them in that disadvantage here, I think in this half of the buy round.
And now Obey Alliance. I hate to say it, but if Obey Alliance wins this round, there is so much potential to turn things around. I mean, this is the round to win to stay alive. You planted the spike, but Complex on the flank. Okay, gets traded out. 1-1 again. It's going to be Black Moose who puts that kill away and keeps the dreams of Obey Alliance alive.
Dreams are alive, but it might be a bit of a daymare with what you're seeing. And having that nightmare in the day, the buy for Obey. Let's take a peek. Money? Well, yeah, but for full util? No.
No, not even close. I mean, they can hardly full buy a weapon in light armor. This is going to be... We're seeing a lot of light armor in this round, actually. I mean, we've actually got 5 and 5. Half in the light and half in the heavy. This is going to be all about where these bullets land. Who's finding those headshots to the Vandal first? The dismiss and elimination. Not to sound like a broken record, but it's going to come down to that first frag. Whoever gets that opening frag, I think will decide if we go into another round here on Icebox.
And you've said that a couple of times and not been a broken record at all, fellow. That the facts, right? As it's been, both of these teams seem to be momentum teams. They get that lead, they run with it, and they lap their opponent. And Obey Alliance trying to not be lapped on Icebox here.
I liked Swarn's patience there. Tucked into a corner, knew somebody was going to go for the flank, and just great trigger discipline. Waited until they knew they could get the kill. Found an amazing Elim out of the Jet, one of the 2 duelists available for FENRIR. You've got the numbers advantage, you've got the ultimate advantage. There's so many ways for Obey to keep this alive. They've just got to not overextend.
They've done some massive things. Look at that recon! It tagged everyone!
4. Boy, it got everybody available. I mean, that is just amazing. Complex finds 1, but 2 in favor of Obey. Complex finds a second, finds a third, but no! The reload puts that dream down. No ace in sight point yet, my friends. Habib not able to find that double kill, but Swarns finding a 4K of their own. Obey Alliance, talk about a momentum-based team. That is 2 rounds in a row. Do we see a third?
Habib is sweating, man. His palms must be sweaty. I played a ranked game the other day, and I thought I was a gamer, but I wasn't a gamer until my palms were sweating from carrying so much. That's what you should be doing in Valorant, where you're like, man, could someone get me like a rag to wipe my hands, because I'm sweating here, boys. I'm sweating away. And right now, that's Obey. They are sweating their way back into this game. The slippery snakes in the grass there, and it's going to be a light buy for FENRIR. So you mentioned, is it a round for Obey? I think quite possibly.
FENRIR's economy is a mess right now. They are relying a game win on a Marshall right now. That is That is rough. I mean, I'm really not sure what the appropriate engagement here is to do, but
Ooh.
Wraith
Oh,
might
that's
have
it.
the answer to that question. Soba literally doesn't even get to move their mouth before they are dismissed. Complex with that Marshall I just talked smack on moments
Not
ago.
like
the beam.
this. Not like this.
Please. This could be a team ace. This has potential to be a team ace right now. Not like this.
Oh.
You've
This-
got a Hunter's Fury. Do you use it? Do you just create space?
Player standing.
Okay.
Oh no. Black Moose finds one. You gotta find 4 more. Oh no.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Oh. Oh wow. That is a clunky way to go.
What do you say?
Defenders win.
What do you say to that? That was almost a full save. Bar Sheriff. There wasn't even really the light armor. It was straight raw Sheriff, raw Marshall, and a couple of ults thrown into the mix. And apparently that's going to be the right recipe to get you map number 2. Goodness gracious me. Welcome to the Clearly Frame Advantage. Hopefully you enjoyed the show so far. I can tell that one team is in that second matchup, and that's going to be complex in the gang. What a superb comeback in map number 2 from FENRIR. I salute
One
you.
team enjoyed our first map. One team enjoyed our second map. You know, let's see who enjoys the third. This is going to be really interesting. I cannot believe that is the same team we just watched get 13-3'd. That truly felt like an entirely different team.
It's surreal almost, isn't it, to see a team that were getting really kicked to the curb completely in map number 1, split out of their element. You would have written them off if it was a best of 1, but it's not.
Truly.
It's a best of 3. Map number 2 is going to be strictly FENRIR's, but who is map number 3 going to go to? You talked of Ascent. It's sort of the one-hit wonder of Valorant, where a team, if you know you've got that one map, commonly it's Ascent, the Ascent show. But for this one, Ascent is going to be the decider. So you might as well call it a best of 1. You can put those 2 maps behind
Absolutely.
you, forget about them, because all that matters now is this final of the round of 16.
Yeah, we are looking at a very complicated 0-0 at this point. Both these teams going to be lining up. But if we have our Clearly glasses, we won't be looking at anything too difficult at all. So everybody definitely a huge shout out to clearly.ca for everything they have made happen here today. I didn't mean to rhyme, but I did. So that's great. But we will see everybody right back here in just a couple of minutes. Don't go far. 1-1. Insane map so far. Ascent can only be just as good. We'll see you right back here in a couple of minutes.